A winning product is the foundation of a successful e-commerce business. In this video, I'm going to show you how to identify a winning product. So first, what is a winning product? A winning product is the hero product that you want to build your business around. It is the one core product that you'll be promoting to attract new customers via advertising. Every business has a hero product. Every business has a product they're known for that they promote. For example, Apple have the iPhone. Andrew Tate has the real world. Every company has the one core hero product that they promote and build their business on. That hero product must be something unique in the market that solves a problem or adds value for the customer and instantly grabs their attention. Every product has a unique selling proposition that really brings value to the customer. In addition, your winning product must have a high perceived value and be cheap and easy to ship. When you have a high perceived value and your product is cheap and easy to ship, you can have high profit margins in order to scale your business. So next, the product research criteria. This is the most important thing when it comes to e-com. You need to understand this product research criteria. I want all of you to write this down, memorize it, add it to your phone notes, and anytime you're looking for a winning product to sell, make sure that product fits this criteria. So the first criteria is, does the product have a wow factor? Does it grab attention? We're selling products on social media, right? And social media is a very congested, saturated place. There are a million things going on. And if you want somebody to be interested in your product, it has to have a wow factor and it has to grab attention. Next, can it be bought in stores? Why would somebody buy from a random online store they've never heard about, right? The reason is if that product is unique and they've not seen it before, right? If you're selling something that can be bought in stores, for example, a simple kitchen slicer, right? That can be bought in Walmart, in Tesco. It can be bought anywhere in store. They're not going to want to buy that online from a website they've never heard of. So that product has to be unique and something that can't be commonly bought in stores. Is it targeted to a specific niche and customer? So you don't want to be too broad, right? You don't want to sell something to absolutely everybody. You want to pick a niche and really sell a product that's tailored towards that certain niche. It makes it much easier to be specific with your marketing when you really go after one specific niche or customer. Next, does it have a broad mass market appeal? If you really want to scale your business, you need a product that can reach a lot of people. If you're selling products to a very small niche, what will happen is you'll reach everyone very quickly with ads and you won't be able to scale, right? The difference between a 6-figure business and a 9-figure business is the mass market appeal of the product they sell. So if you want to scale in this game, if you want to get to 10K per day, 20K per day, you really need to sell a product that is broad, that has a mass market appeal and a lot of people can purchase. Next, does the product solve a problem or add value? Why would somebody purchase your product? If your product doesn't improve their life in a certain way, they won't want to purchase, right? The best products out there, solve a problem or add value in a meaningful way. So you need to make sure that when you're looking for products to sell, that you really consider if it solves a problem, if it adds value, or if people can go without it. Next, does it have a high perceived value? Now, the reason you need to have a high perceived value in this game is because marketing is expensive. If you're going to be running paid ads, the ad costs are very expensive. You can't get away with selling cheap items. You can't sell a $2 toothbrush on Facebook, for example. So you need to have a high perceived value so you can have high margins in order to spend money on ads and be profitable. And finally, can you sell your product with a 3 to 5x markup for paid ads or a 2x markup for organic? So once again, paid ads are very expensive and they get more and more expensive every single year. So you really need a strong profit margin in order to be profitable. This is why you need to be able to apply a 3 to 5x markup to your product if you're running paid ads. For organic TikTok, because there's no ad costs, you can get away with a 2x markup. So now I'm going to go into a little bit more detail regarding each of these points. Okay, just before that, if you have any questions and you want a better understanding of the winning product criteria, drop a message in the e-commerce branding chat and I'll be there to help. Wow factor. You need to sell a product that is unique and not a basic commodity. If you're selling something that can be bought in any store, that's been seen hundreds of times, you're not going to stand out and you're not going to be able to really get sales, right? You need to make sure you're selling a unique product that grabs attention. Your products must ideally not be sold in stores or commonly advertised on TV. This goes back to the previous point. If you're selling something that's been around for a long time, that isn't very unique, people know about it, they won't want to purchase from you. They'll want to go to Walmart or a local retailer to really get that product. So if it can be bought everywhere, they won't want to purchase it from you. Next, specific niche and customer. If you want to be successful in e-com, you need to understand your customer. So for every product you pick, you need to have a specific idea about who you're selling to. You need to understand your customers' pain points, needs, and desires if you really want to create marketing that appeals to them, that makes them want to purchase. So the best way to do this is to build your brand around a person. For example, dog lovers. If you know everything about dog lovers, if you know their needs, desires, pain points, what they really want from a brand, it'll be much easier for you to deliver that to them, right? So you want to focus all of your energy on solving a particular problem and meeting the needs and desires of your target customer. And one product research method out there that you can do is, if you're really good at understanding your customer, you can take any existing winning product out there and sell it specifically to one person. For example, blue light glasses. So everyone knows about blue light and how it affects your sleep schedule and so on, right? Selling blue light glasses to everybody might be difficult. It might be really hard to stand out because there are so many brands doing it. However, if you're going to get those glasses, target it specifically to doctors, your conversion rates will be much higher because now there's a blue light glass brand for doctors. This is just an example. I wouldn't recommend this for paid ads because the doctor niche is very small. There aren't that many doctors, so you won't really be able to scale with paid ads. However, keep this idea in mind. If you really understand your customer, you can sell them any product if you tailor it towards their needs and desires. Next, the product must solve a problem or add value. Now, this is super important. This is why somebody will purchase your product. People will only purchase things that improve their life. And if your product solves a problem or adds value, they'll be more likely to purchase. So the first type of product and the type of products that I recommend is products that solve problems, right? So a painkiller. So, for example, a posture corrector that fixes your posture and that can help with back pain and so on. And another example is the pregnancy pillow. So a lot of women who are pregnant can't get good sleep at night. So if they purchase a pregnancy pillow, they'll be able to sleep better at night. So this is the first type of product that I recommend. A product that really solves a problem for a particular person, right? They have a problem, they haven't found a solution. They're always on the lookout for a solution. And if your product can solve their problem and you can make them believe that, then they'll purchase from you. The next type of product is a product that just adds value, right? Makes something easier or better. An example of this is a vegetable slicer that saves time, a mosquito killer that provides convenience, and an ab belt that gives ego, vanity, and status. So these products that add value can be classed as gimmicks. They do work, but if it's your first e-commerce business, I wouldn't recommend selling products in this category, right? I would much rather you pick products that solve problems for people, as it'll be much easier for you to make people purchase and buy from you. And finally, the high perceived value 3 to 5x markup. So for every product you're selling, you need to make sure that it has a high perceived value, right? You need to make sure that you can charge a good amount for the product. Look at the product. If you think it looks cheap, that it's worth $10, don't sell it. You need to sell products that can be bought for cheap, that have a high perceived value. An example of this is jewelry, right? You can buy a necklace for $1 and sell it for $100. That product itself has a high perceived value. So you need to make sure for every product you sell, it has a high perceived value so you can charge a high amount for it. In addition, make sure your product is lightweight and easy to ship. Shipping will be a major expense in your e-com business. If you pick large products, you will have a large shipping price and it'll be very hard to get strong profit margins. So make sure your products are lightweight and easy to ship. So following on from that, after paying for product costs and shipping, you need to make sure that you can mark up the product by 3 to 5x for paid ads or 2x for organic. So for example, if a product costs $5 and a shipping costs $5, that total amount is $10. And you want to apply a 3 to 5x markup. So you want to charge $30 to $50 for that product if you're running paid ads, or $20 for that product if you're running organic. And then once you've done that, you need to make sure that people will be happy to pay that price. You can't just take any product on the market and apply that markup because people might not want to purchase at that price. To really understand what price a product can sell for on the market, you should do research on Amazon and competitors. You can always charge a higher amount, but if everybody's charging $10 and you're charging $100, it won't make sense. You need to make sure that your customers are happy to pay that markup price. And once again, the reason you need that margin is so you can afford paid ads. Paid ads becomes more and more expensive every single year. And if you don't have a strong profit margin, you'll not be able to scale and grow your business. And finally, just to wrap up, remember this 3 to 5x markup rule only applies to the hero product you're promoting. All the other products on your website can have any markup. You're not running ads to them. They're only there as filler to increase your average order value. So you can have any markup on all the other products on your site, but I do recommend a 2x markup.